When you look at who the best bowlers in the world are right now, I think that three names spring to mind: EJ Tackett, Jason Belmonte and Anthony Simonsen. But today we're going to look at what I consider to be the number one and number two in the world right now, EJ and Belmo, although it is very close and you probably could make strong arguments for Anthony Simonsen being in the 2 or 1 spot as well. But after the recent matchup in the final between Belmo and EJ at the World Championships, I thought it would be a good time to do this video, as it was one of the best matches we've seen in a long while. It won't be easy determining the best player, as it's a very close call. Belmonte is currently 39 years of age and has won 31 PBA titles, including a staggering 15 major titles. However, EJ is 9 years younger and is starting to catch up to Belmo, certainly in terms of overall titles. We've seen them face up against each other twice in 2023 in the championship match of 2 majors. They have won 1 each, with Belmo taking the Tournament of Champions and EJ winning the World Championship. So let's break it down and compare some of the main components of their game. For each section we will award a point to the winning player and then do an overall analysis. So round number 1, versatility. Both players have proved that they can consistently perform at the highest level on a wide range of conditions. They've also proven they can show up and dominate the majors consistently too, so clearly both players have a great deal of versatility in their game, which is why they're able to compete for so many titles week in, week out. However, when you think of the word versatility in bowling terms, there really is one player who you can just associate this word with, and that is Jason Belmonte. He's just so good at playing multiple angles, different speeds. He can tear up the lane with the reactive, but also come straighter and play up the boards with urethane, as we saw in the PBA World Championship. His technique is just superb, and it's so smooth and efficient that it just allows him to repeat shots from all over the lane. After seeing how well Belmonte performed playing straighter with urethane, I'd actually like to see him play this shot more on TV, because there was a long period where he was playing the absolute extreme inside shot on TV, but the thing is, he was having great success with it. He lived and died with this shot at times, but it brought him many titles, so you can't blame him for making this his go-to shot. But as demonstrated in the World Championships, he's more than capable of moving right and playing the down and in shot. To me, this is what makes him so deadly, and he's almost a bit like a Norm Duke. Now, Norm was known for his down and in shot that brought him so much success, but make no mistake, Norm could hook the whole lane when he wanted to. So while EJ certainly has a lot of versatility to his game as well, I do think the clear winner in this category is Belmonte. Round number 2, dominance. This is another extremely tough category to pick a winner for, because both players have been totally dominant throughout their careers, but they have been dominant in a different sense of the word. So for example, Belmonte totally dominated the major events, winning a record number of 15 majors so far, which is far and above both Pete Webber and Mike Albee, who are in second place with 10 majors. Not only is 15 majors insane, it's the time period that he won them in. There was that period between 2015 to 2018 when it was almost guaranteed that Belmonte was going to win the major. He would just win time and time again, and year after year. He would come back and defend his major title as if it was nothing. But EJ, on the other hand, has shown another type of dominance. And that is how during tournament after tournament he is leading the pack and finishing as the number 1 seed. And not only is he making the 1 seed on a regular basis, it's the fact he's often running away from the rest of the field by about 200 plus pins. So although you still need to be able to show up and finish the job on TV, EJ dominating qualifying time and time again is obviously just giving him so many opportunities to add to his growing title collection. But I think the way that EJ has dominated bowling now for so long, it's just really unheard of. You look back and okay, there have been instances of players running away from the field, but EJ is just doing it time and time again, week after week. And you think how many games that he's playing. He's leading the field, he's making shows all the time, he's playing so many games compared to the other bowlers, that the fact that he's able physically and mentally to keep that level up is staggering. So to me, in terms of dominance, although again it's very close and Belmonte has been dominant certainly in major events for a long period of time, I think the point in this category goes to EJ. At number 3, clutchness. EJ does have his struggles when it comes to winning on TV. There's been a number of times that he's dominated the tournament throughout qualifying and match play to earn the 1 seed, but then failed to produce the same sort of form in the championship match. However, I will say that this is an area EJ has improved on. I think he's got a lot stronger mentally, and therefore his ability to perform under pressure and make those clutch shots has definitely improved. But Belmo, on the other hand, has been beyond clutch consistently time and time again throughout his career. He just seems to be a master at game management and knowing when and how to turn the screw and put the pressure on his opponent. He always seems to be able to make the key shots at the right time to ensure that it's his opponent that needs to strike out to win. But even when Belmonte is under pressure, he just seems to deliver. He often seems extremely calm and very strong mentally, which allows him to perform under intense pressure. Sometimes when I watch him bowl, it's almost like he's down his local centre just bowling for fun. But that just shows you how superior his mental game is. Because at this level that the PBA pros are at, I really do believe that it's the mental game that truly separates the good players from the great. Any PBA pro can throw a strike pretty much whenever they please, but when there's hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line and a PBA title, well, suddenly that separates the good from the great. But Belmo is so strong mentally that he's able to consistently make clutch shots when it matters most. And as I mentioned earlier, although EJ is definitely improving in this department, I think there's no doubt that this point goes to Belmonte. So far from these 3 categories, Belmo has a 2-1 advantage. Now there's so many other parts of their game that I could analyse, but it's still an incredibly tough task picking the best player out of the 2, it's just that close. And I could find probably another 10 categories and aspects of their game, and it probably would end up being a tie. But a winner still needs to be declared. I think that right now, EJ is undisputably the best player in the world. He's won 5 PBA titles this season alone, including 2 majors, and is just leading basically every single event. However, in this video, we're looking at their careers as a whole. So overall, I do think I have to go with Belmonte, as I just think he has that slight edge currently. I think both his dominance in the majors and his level of versatility just swings it in his favour. And as mentioned, EJ has had a number of struggles on TV in high pressure situations, and this is an area that Belmo simply dominates in. He thrives in these situations and always seems to find a way to get it done, hence why he currently has 15 majors. However, I will say that if we revisit this in 3 to 5 years, we will probably have a very different outcome because there is an age gap between the 2, so EJ's still got a lot of time to catch up with Belmonte's many achievements. EJ is definitely getting a lot better at getting the job done, as evidenced by the fact he's won 5 titles this season alone. And who knows, maybe in 5 to 10 years time, EJ could well be knocking on the door of Belmonte's major record. And I think if that were to happen, I could confidently be able to pick EJ as the better player. So for now, I have to go with Belmonte, but as I mentioned, it is by the thinnest of margins and it's a very, very close call. That brings us to an end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Who would you pick as the better player, Jason Belmonte or EJ Tackett? Let me know in the comments section below. As always, please do subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you bowling fans, and see you all next time.